Real Madrid deserved it thanks to their second half performance as they get the victory, and the league title race is still just about alive. Remember, Barcelona winning yesterday. This is a must-win game for Real Madrid, and they take the win thanks to that late Valverde goal. 4 points separate the top two. Remember, there's midweek action and then the Copa del Rey final next Saturday. Luis Garcia joins us. We'll hear from Luis in a moment. But Craig, what a time for Valverde to do that.
Well, just when we were coming on air live, I was watching the monitor behind the cameras, and Ancelotti was giving Fede Valverde a hug like it was a son he hadn't seen for 20 years.
Yep.
Because that's how important it was. This looked like it was going to be a 6-point gap. It's now a 4-point gap. Still a big hurdle to get over, but it's there, isn't it? And it came at the end, which makes it even more special because they were throwing the kitchen sink at it. They felt aggrieved with the challenge on Bellingham. So that goes away now. It's not a big talking point. But Fede Valverde, I mean, we saw him had a chance midway through the first half. You remember when Modric played him in and Stevie said he tried to cut across it, didn't quite get his technique right on that occasion, but he is a player who has a big reputation for scoring wonder goals, great goals of where his technical ability to strike the ball was brilliant, and I dare say for all the great goals he has scored in his career, that's pretty much up there.
Luis, incredible late drama we saw yesterday, of course, of Barcelona coming from behind with that late penalty from Rafinha, that late goal for Valverde, and how that changed the whole narrative now over the next few days around Real Madrid.
Yeah, exactly, because after what we've seen in the first 45 and also in the second half, even though the Real Madrid was dominating the game, was controlling Athletic Club, I think it wasn't even there. It looks like for the Valverde side, it was the B team, first of all, and second of all, the intensity of this Athletic Club wasn't the right one. But it was Vinicius Junior he's been pushing from the first minute until the 90th, trying to show something extra. And these are the moments that the Real Madrid grabs to try to continue believe a big boost for them. To get that fantastic goal from Valverde. It has to come from a superb strike from Valverde to try to keep this race alive. And definitely those are the moments that Real Madrid start getting dangerous, because if there is 7 points away from Barcelona, and after this game where you could see there is no many ideas, no many reactions from Real Madrid players, but the small details of scoring that goal in the late minute give the boost to the crowd, give the boost to the supporter and also to the players to go midweek game against Getafe, win it, and arrive to the final of the Cup against Barcelona and make the difference. So I think it was a very important win once again, both for Barcelona and Real Madrid, to continue trying to get that momentum going and continue on the race for La Liga trophy.
It really brings the midweek fixtures into play again, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Where I can't remember in terms of who's playing.
So Tuesday, Barca have got Mallorca,
right,
and then Wednesday it's Real Madrid against Getafe.
So Barca know they can pile the pressure on. And by the way, Mallorca have had a great season. They're having a terrific season. I think they're 7th or 8th, something like that. And that's been a surprise. So there's just no easy games at this point of the season because of the pressure. But it certainly brings that back into the equation where when it was 6 points, there was a bit more leeway. All of a sudden, you know, if Barca, who didn't play well at the weekend, did score 4 goals, didn't defend very well against Celta de Vigo at all. If something was to crop up there and Real Madrid are to win, we're looking at a point before the Copa del Rey, and then obviously the Clásico's not far away. So it could swing very, very quickly, or again, it could be pretty much over.
But that's why this goal was so key, Stevie, today.
To be so composed to deliver that strike, just frightening.
Well, Brahim Diaz got himself in the pickle, didn't he? He tried to beat 2 or 3 players, sort of lost the ball, it got away from him and he almost fell over. Defender panicked. Instead of, you know, he panicked, just sort of flicked a leg out at it, and it falls at Valverde. He sort of scoops it up whichever way, and he's got only one thing in his mind, isn't he? Once it pops up, then that's it. It's either going in the top.
Like the feeling in the dressing room compared to if that hadn't gone in 0-0, or maybe we could have had a penalty. You know, the offside was harsh. To now, it's night and day.
Never mind them. The 3 of us are completely different than we were. Waiting for this game to finish, because we're all sitting going, "No, it's over." Another rotten performance.
6 games to go. What are we going to talk about?
All of a sudden now we're going, hold on a minute. They won that game. There's only a point in it. One goal has completely transformed everybody's thought process. So can you imagine what a dressing room's like?
No, they were better. To be fair to them, they were much better in the second half.
We saw more Bellingham, didn't we, than we've seen of late?
Yeah, we saw him getting into the box. We saw him getting on the ball. We saw Vinicius Junior running at players, and a bit frustrating when he's always trying to cross it with the outside of his right boot when he's on the left-hand side. And it was one obviously brilliant ball he played in particular for Bellingham. But we did see Bellingham in a lot better areas, a lot more threatening areas. Rodrigo was quiet, that was one of the downsides. But at the end of the day, we're at the stage of the season now, Ancelotti could not give a stuff about performance. It is only about results.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at that end, that's what he's there for. That's the only thing that matters. This Hansi Flick they'd have been sitting in Barcelona going, please, just make it to the end, because the pressure now just cranks up on them for these, again, the midweek fixtures are just absolutely now back in play.
It does make it. I know from a Barcelona perspective, maybe this isn't the result you wanted, Luis, but obviously you're an objective pundit now, so tough.
Yes, of course. Actually, I'm enjoying. I think that we were all looking, because if Real Madrid just lost today or got a draw and Barcelona goes away and win the midweek game, it's kind of game over. We were looking forward to the final, but definitely this is a race that's still alive. I think it was very important also for La Liga to have those two teams continue competing until the last moment. We all know that Atletico Madrid is probably out of the equation, so I'm just glad to see that Real Madrid, even though suffering until the last moment and because of that fantastic strike, we can see that it's going to be alive, this competition, and well, the midweek games we are going to see a lot of pressure on both teams.
Thank you very much, Luis. Just a reminder, those big midweek games live and exclusive on ESPN+, as we mentioned. On Tuesday, Barcelona taking on Mallorca, and then 24 hours later, Getafe against Real Madrid. How many points will separate the two as we head into the Copa del Rey final next Saturday?